The year is 2077. Earth is a wasteland. Gone are the lush forests, the towering cities, the laughter of children. In their place, ruins, rubble, the stench of decay. A toxic storm rages, choking the sky. The air is thick with ash and the reek of death. The very ground trembles, threatening to split open and swallow what little remains. This is the legacy of the Werpanot. The world had laughed at the warnings. Zombie piranhas, absurd, they scoffed. But then came the mutations, the evolution. From the depths they rose, a ravenous tide of flesh and teeth, the Werpanot. They overwhelmed coastal cities first. Then, driven by an insatiable hunger, they spread, inland, everywhere. Their arrival was heralded by gravitational shifts, a side effect of their bizarre biology. Buildings crumbled, the earth buckled, and the seas churned. Those who survived the initial onslaught faced a grim choice: flee or become food. But there was no escape, not truly. Not from the Werpanot, not from the apocalypse they had unleashed. The Werpanot are an abomination, a grotesque parody of humanity's worst fears. Imagine, if you will, a creature with the upper body of a grotesquely muscled humanoid. Its skin is slimy, scales shimmering under the toxic sun. Its eyes, cold and dead, burn with a malevolent red light. But it is the lower body that truly chills the blood. From the waist down, the Werpanot is all predatory fish. A mass of writhing muscle propelled by a powerful tail ends in a vicious bony fin. Their teeth, each one longer than a man's finger, are capable of shearing through flesh and bone in an instant. They are relentless, driven by a primal hunger that knows no bounds. Their touch is corruption. They exude a toxic slime that poisons the water and the air. Crops wither and die. Animals sicken and perish. The very land itself seems to recoil from their touch, and their numbers are endless. For every Werpanot slain, 10 more rise to take its place. The few survivors of the Werpanot onslaught whisper tales of horror, of entire cities devoured in a single night, of the earth itself running red with blood, of the chilling laughter that echoes in the wake of their attacks, a sound that speaks of madness and despair. In the face of such overwhelming despair, it is easy to lose hope. Yet, even in the darkest of times, the human spirit endures. Scattered across the ravaged globe, pockets of resistance have emerged. Some fight with scavenged weapons fueled by desperation and rage. Others turn to more unconventional methods. For in this new, terrifying world, the lines between science and magic have blurred. Dog Lodi, a resourceful scavenger with a heart of gold, represents the fusion of the old and the new. Armed with his trusty wrench and an uncanny knack for finding trouble, Dog Lodi stumbled upon an ancient prophecy. It spoke of elemental stones imbued with unimaginable power, stones that, if brought together, could hold the key to stopping the Werpanot. His journey is fraught with danger. He must navigate treacherous landscapes ravaged by both Werpanot and the elements. He must face down mutated creatures and desperate survivors, all vying for the same prize. But Dog Lodi is not alone. He carries with him the hope of humanity, the belief that even in the darkest of times, there is still good in the world. Section 4, Zombalungot, the Last Wizard and the Prophecy of Stones. Deep within a hidden bunker, shielded from the horrors of the surface world, resides Wizard Zombalungot. Once dismissed as a charlatan, Zombalungot is now humanity's last hope. He alone understands the true nature of the Werpanot threat. He alone knows how to defeat them. The prophecy Dog Lodi discovered, it was no mere legend. It was a warning passed down through generations of Zombalungot's lineage. A warning of the Werpanot and the elemental stones that held the key to their defeat. Each stone represents a fundamental force of nature: fire, water, earth, air. These stones, Zombalungot believes, can disrupt the Werpanot's connection to our world. They can sever the thread that binds them to this plane of existence. But time is running out. The Werpanot grows stronger with each passing day, and a new threat looms on the horizon, one even more terrifying than the Werpanot. Section 5, Lunar Mysteries and the Shokoy Menace, a cosmic threat. The moon, once a symbol of humanity's ambition, is now a silent sentinel, bearing witness to Earth's demise. But it is not as lifeless as it seems. On its dusty surface, a different kind of battle is being waged. A battle for the truth, for justice, for the survival of what little remains of humanity. A team of investigators has been dispatched to the lunar base, their mission shrouded in secrecy. They are there to investigate a series of strange occurrences, anomalies that defy explanation. What they uncover is more terrifying than they could have imagined. The Shokoy, an ancient, monstrous overlord of the deep, has awakened, and it has set its sights on Earth. Legend speaks of the Shokoy, a creature of immense power capable of controlling the very tides. A creature that once held dominion over Earth's oceans. A creature that was imprisoned long ago, banished to the darkest depths of space. Now, drawn by the chaos unleashed by the Werpanot, the Shokoy is stirring. Section 6, The Fall of Petmalu, The Rise of Werpa, A Tragedy in the Stars. The Shokoy's return is no accident. It is linked to a tragedy that unfolded decades ago, a tragedy that set in motion the events that would lead to Earth's downfall. It is the story of astronaut Petmalu, a hero, a pioneer, a victim. Petmalu was the first Filipino to walk on the moon. His name was etched in history books, his face plastered on billboards. He was a symbol of hope, of humanity's boundless potential, but his triumph was short-lived. During a routine exploration mission, Petmalu stumbled upon an artifact, a dark, pulsating orb that seemed to call to him. It promised him power, immortality, a chance to transcend his humanity. He reached out, and in that instant, everything changed. The orb was a prison, a conduit for the Shokoy's will. It latched onto Petmalu, twisting his body, his mind, his very essence. He was transformed into Werpa, a monstrous mockery of his former self. Werpa, the first of the Werpanot. The Shokoy had found its champion, its vessel of destruction, and through Werpa, it would unleash its vengeance upon the world that had imprisoned it. Now, as Dog Lodi races against time to gather the elemental stones, and as the lunar team faces the horrors of the Shokoy's awakening, the fate of Earth hangs in the balance. The stage is set for a final, desperate battle, a battle that will determine the destiny of humanity. But even if the Werpanot are defeated, a darker, more insidious threat remains. For the Shokoy is but a pawn, a harbinger of something far more ancient and evil, something that has been watching, waiting for its moment to strike.